Hello everyone, this is Zerda MTG, and I have for you today another Izzet Blitz testing video. So today what I've ended up doing is I ended up adding another negate at the expense of a flame sweep, and I considered cutting a maximize for a second Raking Claws, because Raking Claws can kill out of nowhere and is better in our more all-in Sprite Dragon hands. I ended up being a little bit against it though. I just think that having the maximize for the Drake gives us more outs against control decks, and the Raking Claws is more when we're in a race mode, and not trading off. The reason for the negate is just over the Flame Sweep, as I've seen a downtick in the aggressive decks that Flame Sweep's good against, and negate is really, really good against Jeskai Lukka and fires in general, as well as just being good at answering removal spells on our threats, so I opted to try and play a little bit more protection, and a little bit less of the sweeper. And let's see how this goes. Let's go and jump right in to standard ranked. And away we go. Aiming to give you guys 3 or 4 games today. Let's see if I can get in 5. Alright, playing against Pelpy. Oh, this is an instant mulligan. 2 tap land. Actually, any untap land, and this is good. Opponent is going first. But against them, this isn't great, so I'm gonna mull. This deck can do a lot better on low hands than other decks. I'll keep this. I don't want to go any lower. And I'll bin the Steam Vents. I'm gonna need more land, obviously, but I also need what's in my hand. Especially if I draw Terramander, I want to be able to turn to a Winged Words. No, that makes it... Alright, I think Crackling Drake's too slow. I could get punished for binning my only threat, but this is a matchup where speed is pretty key, no matter what version they are. Oh, and they're the most aggressive. Temple. Can't take a Blitz when we don't have any spells to go with it. Let me go ahead and get that for all of you. There we go. Ho-ho! 3-3. Alright, we're in trouble. Big, big trouble. Alright, let's see what they do to us. Glaring Aegis, plus another 2. Oh, what was that one? I don't even know that one. I know a 7-9 when I see it, though. I think I also know game when I see it. Let's see what we would have drawn if we ever got to that point. Pretty sure our opponent's going to have at least one more spell to be able to finish us off, though. And us not playing anything along the lines of Unsummon is also pretty bad for us here. Maybe I should be playing those Brazen Borrowers. I think I would in the non-budget build, but this being the budget build, not gonna do that to you guys. Let's see. Not going to, make a deck and represent it as budget and then just add all sorts of other cards that would defeat the purpose. So basically I'm gonna need a Sprite Dragon to chump with, and nope, let's go ahead and give this one to them. We need a Sprite Dragon to chump into a flurry of spells ending in a Blitz next turn. That wasn't ever very likely anyway. on the play against Luris. Now I'm playing against Luris again. I'll keep this off the power of Opt and the fact that we have a Flame Sweep in hand. Cycle that if we need to. The negates aren't exactly great here, but depending on the Luris build, they could be. How many mulligans was that? Oof. Never what you like to see. An opponent who milled to 5. Oh. White-red? That's interesting. Let's go ahead and opt. We'll take the land, we could use it. So here. I'm not sure what holding up negate is going to be great for here, so I'm going to play the Fabled Passage and pass. I do plan on cracking it before I draw. Ah, cycling. Okay. Very glad we have the Flame Sweep then. Very glad we have the negates then. I'll play a tap land, I'll let them get in one hit, I think. I think I need a threat a lot more than removal right now. So, yeah, I'll deploy Terramander. Here I'm debating on letting them know I have the negate. I don't think there's anything they could do that I'd negate, though. Maybe I'd left it up to cycle the Raking Claws. I don't think I want to use my life total so frivolously, though. At least not in this matchup. Oh, that's not good for us. Maybe we should have left open the negate. We'll pass turn. No reason to go and board wipe them if they have the potential to play something we'd rather hit. For instance, if they go ahead and play the cat here. Alright, I'm not gonna take 3 waiting for it though. Alright, pass turn. We have shock for their Luris here. So if they just go Luris, deploy, fine with that. If they go Flourishing Fox here, I'm fine with that. As soon as they cycle, we blitz. Ooh, this is good for us. And so I'm going to shock the Luris. No, I'll blitz the Luris. I want to use all of my mana as efficiently as possible. Then we'll untap, shock the Fox. I think that deploying their cycling trample card from the yard was wrong for them. I know they wanted to get their value, but to be completely honest, I think that it's getting them negative value because they have one less cycling card in their graveyard. Which means that their Zenith Flares will be a bit worse. We're going to cycle this, we just need to hit a threat here. And so I said just, but yeah, they don't have enough cards in the graveyard to make us afraid of Zenith Flare yet. We're going to go ahead, draw a card, see if we can't deploy something under them. Okay. So I'm working towards being able to hold up triple negate, just because there is a potential for multiple Zenith Flares in my end step into untap multiple Zenith Flares. My next land, however, I won't deploy immediately in case of a looting effect. Suppose also holding it up for Crackling Drake. Alright, so if I do this, they won't have the time to build up for multiple Zenith Flares. They could get pretty lucky, cycle with all their mana here. And, untap, absolutely wreck us. But alas, something we'll have to live with. Maybe I should have opted there, trying to land. Yep. So there's Zenith Flare. And they need to top deck another, but we're gonna try and not give them the time for that even. And I'll hold on to that. Or not. Get in for as much as we can here. And now we have multiple lethal threats and negate. Alright, so even on a low mole, the cycling deck can very easily recover, just by virtue of it being basically all 1 mana draw cards and very few lands. So there's not much air in, or not much air. The deck is basically all air. Every single card is air except for Zenith Flare. And sometimes the air happens to be a 7/7 for 1 mana. Honestly, I think that deck has a lot more potential to be a Delvery kind of deck. Play Fox, hold up interaction. If they don't interact, do something. You even have a young Pyromancer analogy, or something that's analogous to it. Let's see. It could be a real historic deck if, I'll mulligan this. There we go. I'll keep that. Get rid of the Flame Sweep. But I think it'd be a really good historic deck that I'd be playing right now if we had Amonkhet cards. Just because this can come in untapped potentially, I'm going to leave it until the end. Alright. I'll leave that on top. It helps me deploy my Sprite Dragon on curve. Not going to do it in the face of open mana though. Get rid of that land. Also helps me play Sprite Dragon and hold up Mystical Dispute though. So I will deploy Sprite Dragon here. I am a little nervous. Mostly a Bone Crusher Giant. Fires of Invention. Fires of Invention. Alright. I was hoping it wasn't when I didn't see the red for so long. But alas, our Mystical Dispute is... Oh, there you go. Basically completely worthless here. Some debate if I go Blitz and just grow my dragon, but I don't believe that's the best use of my Blitz. Skyline. Oof, one on top. Let's see, what do you do? They just to play Yorion for no value, I'd have been happy. Alright, so hear me out here. I kinda don't want them making my spells more expensive. And this is clearly a bait spell. And I don't want them blinking it and getting back something I kill later. No. There's no way I can justify it. I'll let them have their do nothing. And it'll be my turn. Oh, how I wish I could play you now and still hold up negate for their turn winged words. But alas, it is not so. Alright. We have a lot riding on this negate. It needs to do a lot of work for us. Passage resolves. And what will we see here? What spell will they deploy? Cycled Shark Typhoon is fine. Better than fine, in fact. It turns on our Mystical Dispute, which otherwise wouldn't have been able to counter anything. Do note here, we are still very weak to anything they do. And there you have it, we have lost.
I was trained to fight monsters, not run some.
Lukka, Lukka, Lukka. Goodbye, Sprite Dragon.
I can do better than you.
I know, it resolves. Oof. Grab an island. So there's nothing we can really do right now. That's right. That comes back. Yeah, we're just way too far behind to try and compete here, and they're gonna get another agent. There's no way we can grow those enough. Right, countering the Narset was 100% a mistake, but they got the Lukka back that turn anyway, so... Oh boy. Let's head into the next one. And you can see why up the negate, being able to stop Lukka, very important. Against Luris. This hand can change a lot, so I'll keep it. I can thrill away negates if they're not relevant. Keep them if it's cycling. I think I'll try and do... I might try a tempo-y cycling deck at some point. I'll lead on the Fabled Passage because I have no guarantee it'll come in untapped at any point. Oof. Is this... Oh, this is gonna be Knights. I'll grab an island so that I can attempt to keep my life total as high as possible. And it's not like knowing that I'm blue means they don't attack here. I only have a tap land. Alright, that is excellent for us. So all we need is a land. For now. Or the Moto Scribe. This isn't even Moto. Alright, tap land. Definitely Knights. Draw. Another land. I think I try and opt into it. I really don't need one. Oh. Alright, so we saw the same number of cards, notably. So it's not like one would have dug us deeper there. It just meant that if we'd drawn one, we could have potentially deployed both. So if we don't draw land next turn, we're in big trouble. Really big trouble. Alright, so we're in huge trouble here. I think we deploy Sprite Dragon as a chump blocker. Alright, so what is the goal here? What are we looking to do? Yeah, I think we have to hit a land, and if it's a shock, so let's see, 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. In case it's a shock, then we need it to be... Hey, there we go. And notably, if they have literal anything, we are just dead. So no point in worrying about it here. Drew the flame sweep. But alas. Alright, no more creatures though. Come on. Ah. Dang. For shame. We'd have probably ended up losing this one anyway, if we had drawn the last turn for the flame sweep, but I think drawing it a turn before that, we'd have been in really good shape. We'd have waited for their turn, they'd have deployed, and we would have been able to sweep their board, start deploying our own threats, digging a little deeper. Let's go again. So I think that one was a little bit of bad luck. 2 landers with opt should be fine usually. On the play, no, I guess it'd be Sprite Dragon into hold up negate shock against an unknown, which at least means it's not Yorion. I do want another blue source, but not yet. Yeah, note, we do play 21 lands, so that is somewhat more likely to happen to us than others. I imagine this is going to die here, we're fine with that. It means that it's not gonna go to our face later, and we'd have to wait so long to have it not kill our creature that it's not entirely worth it. Alright. So now, with it being most likely Bone Crusher Giant, something I'd much rather negate, I think I'll just pass here. And now our best draw would be another blue source, so that we could deploy Terramander and leave up negate. I'll just negate that. Let's not have the red deck divination against us. Alright. I'll deploy the Sprite Dragon, get in a quick hit. They'll have to decide what they want to do instead of just getting a free kill Sprite Dragon turn at my end step. I'm more happy to lose it if they're trading mana. Our opponent is thinking. In the tank. Alright, there's a Torbrand. I think we're just gonna go ahead and kill that on our turn. We'll go shock it, blitz it. Also grow our Sprite Dragon out of Bone Crusher range. Seeing a really slow draw from Mono Red this time. I wonder if they kept off of the back of Shock, Light Up the Stage Torbrand. It's a little weird though. They might also have an Embercleave or another Torbrand is the only way I see somebody keeping that hand. There's our second Torbrand. So I'll put them on a 4-turn clock here. And that's if I draw nothing else. This has the potential to go a lot faster should I draw any spell, really. Anything I can cast in the same turn as an opt. No, they can kill my creatures again. And that isn't exactly the best place to be. But I had no real way of stopping it. Yep. I might actually lose to this weird mono red draw. Hey, there's our second blue source. Alright, let's lead on opt. Don't want that land. Deploy Terramander. And get in there. It's really our only recourse at this point. So drawing a shock doesn't quite give us lethal. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop to 6. I'll block. They like trying to be mono red control. Oh, there you have it. They got us. That was very strange. But we stumbled for a bit, and that was more than enough time for them to win. Huh. I don't feel I quite understand where that one got away from us. Well, I do. It was that we couldn't deploy our threats fast enough and they had removal. 4 our Sprite Dragons, and a fast clock to follow it up. Just, felt like a weird one. And opponent goes first. I get to shock in Terramander, hold up mana for negate if it seems to be at the fairy deck. It does not. We will still shock in Terramander. Although now we're more likely to Discovery Dispersal. Cruel Harpooner. It has been a while. Haven't seen that one in quite some time. Alright. Let's start looking for what we're gonna do. Don't really want the island. Not yet anyway. But we could use an opt to keep digging. Sorceress Spyglass. Oh, that's gonna be brutal. That's gonna name our Fabled Passage, I think. Alright, so now we wish we had that island. What on earth are they doing over there? Wonder what they're planning on killing with their harpooner. Typically, because I don't imagine it's... Maybe they're planning on flinging it? Gotta try and think of what they're doing, because just in the meta right now, I'm not entirely sure what the point of it is, so I'm trying to be aware of what's going on with my opponent. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm saying that we should be on alert. Because this does have 2 abilities, and I'm not sure that anyone's playing it for the first one right now. But if they're mono green? Is there a green haste enabler? Oof. Yeah, that's gonna be a big one. Double. We'll opt. Raking Claw's a bit too slow. Cruel Possibility. Discard Fabled Passage. Alright, that's not fast enough either. I'll wait till they do anything, and then I'll deploy a flame sweep on their combat. I really wonder, are there really that many flyers going around right now? I mean, there's Yorion, but maybe it's just that they're weak to flying creatures? Alright, I'm thinking it. And a Vivian. Oh no.
Close your eyes. Breathe.
Alright,
and
so it's gonna be
listen to the
really
sounds of
hard
the wild.
to kill their Hydra now.
I'd get out of the way if I were you.
And it does have trample, that is worth noting. And so I think 1, 2. Yeah, I think what we're doing here is thrill, pitch, negate. Good, we did draw land. And then we blitz the Vivian. Hope they don't have anything on their turn. Drop to 2. And then we get to Sprite Dragon, blitz the Voracious Hydra. And if that works out, we pull far enough ahead to start winning. That is at least the plan. I shouldn't have pitched negate, should have pitched flame sweep there. Alright. Oh. Does it trample? Good. If that trampled, we'd be super dead. There we go. I should really just keep my opponents muted. No reason for premature GGs. I suppose that one wasn't, though. Alright, and we take another L. Alright, we have time for one more game here today, and then I'm gonna call it quits and start wondering exactly what I'm doing, losing at Magic so much. Maybe it's just me today. Maybe I need to, reassess the meta, start figuring out what's best for me to play. Yeah, I'll keep this. Turn 1 Pteramander, turn 2 Sprite Dragon, turn 3... Or would I rather turn 2 Sprite, turn 3 Sprite, opt? I think I'd rather turn 2, turn 3 Sprite Dragon. Not turn 4 though, I'd rather draw another spell. This is worse if we draw negate, and negate's a good in this matchup, but the goose. Here we'll just deploy the dragon. We'll attack in case they click through blocks. Alright. Incubate. Okay. So I see a Charming Prince, I immediately think Yorion. Or not Yorion, what's its name? Agent of Treachery. Yeah, I'll hold negate up next turn. So I'm kind of worried about what's going on. Another incubation. What are they looking for? I'm fairly concerned about that. I like the shadow there. Never noticed that before. Arboreal Grazer. Tapland. Alright. We'll take our 2. Alright, excellent. Now we can start presenting a much more real clock than we were before, and still hold open the gate. We really don't want more lands, though. Here we go, swing 6. I'm more than happy to just do that much here. Oh, Winota. Alright, I should have known. Wait, what happened? Oh, did their Winota whiff? Oh, I think their Winota whiffed. Alright. You weren't quite dead. I didn't have an answer to it. So that's not the greatest game. I'll give you one more so that you can actually see a real game and not just an opponent who whiffs once and concedes. Like, I get the feeling. I've definitely done the same before, but viewers deserve better content. Turn 1, Terramander. Turn 2, Discovery. Opponent goes first. We have Thrill. Yeah, I'll keep this. There's also a chance that we turn 1 our Temple, depending on the matchup. And I think this is a turn 1 Temple matchup. Well, I do want Opt. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and put it to the bottom. I'd rather draw some removal. Oh boy. That's a cause for concern. I think this is Cavalcade. Against Cavalcade, yeah, I'll be sad about it, but I'll 100% trade off my Terramander for anything against Cavalcade. Deck is quite dangerous. There we go. Into Ginger Brute, oh boy. So I have creatures with haste, I don't have any with Defender, so I'm gonna block their Tin Street Dodger. Oh boy. I'm not gonna block, am I? So it gets to live if I wait. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have another creature, I'm straight up dead. But I don't think trading away my blocker this turn is the route to victory. Kinda wanna play Cavalcade again. The deck was pretty fun. This is also more prone to having a few burn spells. Actually, no, I think I am going to trade here. And deploy the Crackling Drake as the blocker. It gives me a little bit more time. Or so I had hoped. Or so I had hoped. Could really have used a Flame Sweep. And as such, I think here I am now forced into trying to find... There we go. Shock is fine. I think I still blitz to make the best use of my mana though. I'll suffer if they have a Chandra Spitfire, but honestly if they had that I think I was losing anyway. If they just don't draw nothing but lands. If they draw the castle this turn, then I'm definitely dead. Play that, pump those. Hit me for 4 otherwise. Oof, Annex. Forgot they played that. Alright. So there is no possible combination of cards I can think of that get me out of this, but I'm going to give myself the best possible chance of being wrong. And so it ends. Alright, there you have it. That was Is It Blitz today, and I think I even ranked down. Oh good, I'm still platinum. Still have my rewards. Alright. And that was it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Please remember to like, comment,